Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today, I'm going to share a story that will challenge everything you think you know about human connections, prejudice, and the power of understanding. Before we begin, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a moment where someone completely misunderstood you? What did you do to bridge that gap? Drop your stories in the comments below. I'm genuinely excited to read them. This isn't just another story. It's a mirror reflecting the complex social dynamics we navigate every single day. Imagine a single moment that could change everything. A moment balanced on the razor's edge between conflict and compassion. Our narrative centers on two individuals, Officer Harold Green and Imani, a young woman whose incredible resilience will challenge everything you believe about communication and empathy. What makes this story extraordinary isn't just the tension. It's the human potential for transformation. We all carry biases, stories, and experiences that shape our worldview. But what happens when those narratives are suddenly challenged? This video will make you question your own unconscious biases, understand the true power of listening, realize how a single moment can change everything. Before we dive deep, I need a huge favor from you. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you never miss these powerful stories. Are you ready to explore humanity in its most raw, vulnerable, and transformative state? Let's begin our journey. The morning was crisp, with a tension hanging in the air that spoke of unspoken stories and potential conflict. The city bustled with its usual rhythm, unaware that a moment of profound significance was about to unfold. The city's heartbeat. The morning light sliced through downtown's towering buildings, casting long shadows across concrete landscapes. This was no ordinary day in the city. Something vibrated beneath the surface, an electric anticipation that whispered of potential transformation. Downtown bustled with its usual morning rhythm. Office workers rushed past street vendors, their polished shoes clicking against worn sidewalks. Coffee shops hummed with the sound of espresso machines and muted conversations. Yet today felt different. There was an underlying tension, a sense of something significant about to unfold. Officer Harold Green moved through this urban landscape, his presence both familiar and slightly out of sync with the morning's energy. 38 years old, with 15 years on the force, Green represented a generation caught between old perspectives and emerging social expectations. His uniform pressed crisp, badge gleaming. He embodied professional discipline, yet something flickered behind his eyes, a mixture of uncertainty and ingrained habits that would soon be challenged. Nearby, Imani prepared for her day, a young woman with a visible disability. She moved with a quiet dignity that spoke volumes. Connected to President Thompson's community outreach team, she carried responsibilities far beyond her years. Her limp was not a weakness but a testament to her resilience, each step deliberate and purposeful. The city itself seemed to hold its breath. Political tensions simmered just beneath the surface. President Thompson's visit promised hope but also threatened to expose deep-rooted societal fractures. Community leaders watched carefully, understanding that today could be a turning point. Street vendors set up their morning displays. A young boy arranged flowers, hoping to sell a small bouquet. Elderly residents nodded greetings to neighborhood regulars. Cars navigated tight intersections, horns occasionally punctuating the urban symphony. Weather played its part, a crisp morning with hints of potential rain, mirroring the emotional landscape. Clouds gathered at the horizon, dark and pregnant with possibility, much like the unfolding human drama about to take center stage. In this moment, two worlds would collide. Officer Green's entrenched perspectives would meet Imani's determined hope. The street corner would become a microcosm of larger societal struggles, a single interaction holding the potential to reveal profound truths about understanding, prejudice, and human connection. The stage was set, the players were ready, and the city waited, unaware that a moment of profound significance was about to unfold. Time seemed to slow as Imani approached Officer Green. Her steps were measured, deliberate, each movement carefully calculated to appear non-threatening. She knew the stakes were impossibly high. "Sir," she began, her voice steady despite the tremor of fear hidden beneath her words. I need to speak with you about something important." Officer Green's initial response was immediate and visceral. His body tensed, a physical manifestation of years of ingrained bias and professional conditioning. His hand instinctively moved closer to his holster, a motion so subtle yet so loaded with potential consequence that nearby bystanders held their collective breath. The street around them became a stage. Pedestrians unconsciously created a wide berth. Sensing the electric tension between these two individuals, a young boy clutching a bouquet of flowers stopped mid-step. An elderly woman crossing the street paused, her intuition warning her of the potential danger. Imani understood the delicate balance of this moment. She was not just representing herself, but generations of people who had been misunderstood, marginalized, and feared. Her disability was not a weakness but a testament to her resilience. Her connection to President Thompson's community team gave her a sense of purpose that transcended the immediate threat. "I'm here with the President's community team," she continued, her voice a careful blend of respect and firmness. "There's information I need to share." Green's perspective was a complex tapestry of personal experiences. 15 years on the force had taught him to be cautious, to see potential threats in everyday interactions. His training conflicted with his personal biases, creating an internal storm of conflicting emotions. The crowd around them became a living, breathing entity. Whispers rippled through the gathered onlookers. Some recognized Imani from previous community events. Others saw only the potential for conflict. A nearby street vendor, an older man who had seen countless city interactions, felt a familiar sense of dread. He had witnessed these moments before, moments where misunderstanding could transform into something far more dangerous. Imani took a careful step forward, her movements calculated to appear non-threatening. "Sir, I understand your concern, but I assure you I'm here to help." Green's world narrowed. His training screamed caution. His biases painted Imani as a potential threat. The sound of distant sirens seemed to amplify the tension, a metaphorical countdown to a moment of potential tragedy. "Stop right there." Green's voice cut through the morning air, sharp and authoritative. The bystanders held their breath. A child's distant cry, the distant rumble of a delivery truck, the soft rustle of morning newspapers. Everything seemed to pause, waiting. Imani knew she was balanced on a knife's edge. One wrong word, one misinterpreted gesture could change everything. Her connection to the President's team, her years of community work, her very identity, all hung in this single, fragile moment of human interaction. The street corner became more than a physical space. It was a microcosm of larger societal struggles, a single interaction that could reveal profound truths about understanding, prejudice, and the potential for human connection. Her next words would determine everything. "Please," Imani said, her voice a delicate blend of vulnerability and strength. "Let me explain." The city waited, breath held, for what would come next. At the heart of human interaction lies a profound mystery, the delicate dance between perception and reality, between our learned responses and our capacity for genuine connection. The encounter between Officer Green and Imani serves as a powerful microcosm of the larger societal struggles that define our collective human experience. Understanding begins in the most unexpected moments. It is not a destination but a journey, a continuous process of breaking down the walls we unconsciously construct around ourselves. Every interaction carries the potential for transformation. Every moment a chance to challenge the narratives that have shaped our understanding. Officer Green's response was never about Imani alone. It was a culmination of generations of learned fear, institutional conditioning, and deeply ingrained systemic biases that run like invisible currents through our social fabric. Each step he took, each moment of hesitation, carried the weight of historical experiences, stories of division, misunderstanding, and unresolved tensions that have plagued communities for decades. Imani represented something far more powerful than a single individual. She embodied resilience, hope, and the extraordinary capacity of human beings to maintain dignity in the face of systemic challenges. Her disability was not a limitation but a testament to her strength. Her connection to the President's community team was more than a professional role. It was a bridge between different worlds, a living example of how understanding can transcend physical and social barriers. The psychology of human interaction is infinitely complex. Our brains are wired to create shortcuts, to categorize and assess potential threats within milliseconds. This survival mechanism, developed over millennia of human evolution, often works against us in modern social contexts. What once protected our ancestors from immediate physical dangers now creates emotional and social barriers that divide communities. Systemic biases are not simply personal failings. They are deeply embedded cultural narratives passed down through generations, reinforced by institutional structures, media representations, and unconscious learning. Each interaction carries the echoes of historical experiences, the unspoken stories of marginalization, fear, and misunderstanding that have shaped collective consciousness. Leadership and social change do not happen through grand gestures, but through these precise moments of human connection. President Thompson's community initiatives represent a critical approach to healing societal wounds, creating spaces for dialogue, challenging existing narratives, and supporting voices that have been historically silenced. The most powerful transformations happen in the smallest of moments. A single conversation, a moment of genuine listening, can create ripples that extend far beyond the immediate interaction. Imani's approach demonstrated the extraordinary power of maintaining dignity, of speaking truth with compassion, of refusing to be defined by others' limited perceptions. Communication is rarely about words alone. It is a complex symphony of body language, emotional subtext, cultural context, and personal history. Every gesture, every pause, every subtle shift in tone carries meaning. In this encounter, Green and Imani were speaking languages shaped by fundamentally different experiences, attempting to bridge a gap that seemed insurmountable. The human capacity for empathy is both our most fragile and most powerful attribute. It requires courage to step outside our comfort zones, to challenge our own assumptions, to see the humanity in those who seem fundamentally different from us. This is not a passive process but an active, ongoing commitment to growth and understanding. Institutional change begins with individual transformation. Each person has the power to challenge inherited narratives, to question systemic biases, to create moments of genuine connection. This is not about perfection, but about persistent, compassionate engagement. In the end, our shared humanity is far more profound than the differences that seem to divide us. Every interaction carries the potential for healing, for breaking down barriers, for creating understanding that extends beyond individual experiences. The true measure of our social progress is not found in grand policies or sweeping statements, but in these precise moments of human connection. As the city continued its rhythmic pulse around them, Officer Green and Imani stood at a crossroads, not just of personal interaction, but of collective potential. Their encounter was a living testament to the ongoing narrative of human understanding, a reminder that change is possible, that empathy can prevail, and that our capacity for connection is far more powerful than our capacity for division. The landscape of global social transformation, 2025 perspectives. As we stand at the crossroads of societal evolution, the year 2025 presents a complex tapestry of challenges and opportunities for global leadership. The encounter between Officer Green and Imani is not an isolated incident, but a microcosm of larger global social dynamics that are reshaping our understanding of community, identity, and human connection. Global leadership challenges. World leaders in 2025 find themselves navigating unprecedented social complexities. The traditional models of governance are being systematically challenged by technological disruption. The rapid advancement of artificial intelligence and communication technologies has fundamentally altered how societies interact. Social media platforms have become powerful tools for both connection and division, creating echo chambers that reinforce existing biases while simultaneously providing platforms for marginalized voices. Demographic shifts. Global population dynamics are undergoing significant transformations. Aging populations in developed countries contrast with youth bulges in developing nations, creating complex economic and social challenges. Migration patterns have become increasingly complex, driven by climate change, economic disparities, and geopolitical tensions. Presidential leadership dynamics. President Thompson's approach represents a nuanced model of leadership emerging in 2025. The traditional top-down governance model is being replaced by more collaborative, empathetic approaches that prioritize community engagement, transparent communication, inclusive policymaking, addressing systemic inequalities. Key global leadership trends. Emotional intelligence in leadership. Leaders are increasingly recognized not just for their strategic capabilities, but for their ability to understand and navigate complex human emotions. The ability to create genuine connections becomes as important as policymaking. Intersectional understanding. There's a growing recognition that social challenges cannot be understood through single-dimensional lenses. Intersectionality, understanding how different forms of social categorization interact, becomes crucial. Technological and social interfaces. The year 2025 marks a critical point in how technology interfaces with social dynamics. Artificial intelligence tools are being developed to help identify and mitigate unconscious biases. Virtual reality experiences are creating empathy training programs. Data analytics are providing deeper insights into social patterns and systemic challenges. Global health and social equity. The aftermath of global health challenges has accelerated conversations about social equity. Leaders like President Thompson are focusing on universal healthcare access, mental health support systems, addressing healthcare disparities, creating inclusive healthcare infrastructure. Specific global leaders facing health challenges in 2025. While maintaining sensitivity, several global leaders have publicly addressed personal health challenges, becoming symbols of resilience. United States President Thompson, addressing challenges related to stress management, advocating for mental health awareness, implementing comprehensive wellness programs. European Union leadership, focusing on aging population health strategies, implementing comprehensive preventive health initiatives. Asian political leadership, addressing environmental health challenges, developing integrated healthcare technologies. Economic implications of social transformation. The economic landscape is being reshaped by social transformation. Companies prioritizing diversity and inclusion, investment in human capital development, creation of more flexible, empathetic work environments, recognition of neurodiversity in professional spaces, educational paradigm shifts. Education systems are being reimagined to address emotional intelligence development, critical thinking skills, understanding systemic biases, promoting cross-cultural communication, technological solutions for social challenges. Emerging technologies are providing innovative approaches to addressing social challenges. AI-driven bias detection systems, virtual reality empathy training, advanced data analytics for understanding social patterns, blockchain technologies for transparent governance, psychological and sociological perspectives. Contemporary research highlights the neuroplasticity of human understanding, how empathy can be systematically developed, the role of storytelling in creating social change, mechanisms of unconscious bias formation and transformation, challenges and opportunities. The global landscape in 2025 presents a delicate balance, increasing polarization, simultaneous push for unity, technological disruption, human-centric solutions. The story of Officer Green and Amani becomes a metaphor for global social dynamics. Each interaction carries the potential for transformation. Each moment of genuine understanding creates ripples that extend far beyond individual experiences. As we move forward, the key lies not in eliminating differences, but in creating spaces where those differences can coexist, communicate, and ultimately enrich our collective human experience. The journey continues, one interaction at a time. And with that, we come to the end of today's video. This story of Officer Harold Green and Amani serves as a powerful reminder of how crucial it is to challenge our assumptions and listen with empathy. The encounter between these two individuals may seem like just another moment, but it reflects a deeper societal issue: the biases we carry and how they shape our interactions. It's easy to see the world through the lens of our past experiences. But true growth comes when we make the choice to listen beyond our initial judgments. What happened between Harold and Imani wasn't just a chance meeting. It was an opportunity to reflect on how we, as individuals, respond to the people we encounter. It's about seeing the humanity in others, even when it's difficult, and letting go of the fear and mistrust that often cloud our vision. We all have biases, shaped by our backgrounds and experiences, but we can choose to unlearn them. As we move forward, it's essential to understand that change begins with us. Yes, it's difficult to break free from long-held beliefs, but every small moment of connection, every time we choose to engage with someone openly and empathetically, we contribute to a larger change. Every act of understanding, no matter how small, has the potential to break down barriers. So, how do we make this real? How do we take these lessons and apply them in our daily lives? It starts by showing up, by being present in the lives of others, and choosing to act with kindness. It's in the conversations we have, the empathy we offer, and the openness we show to people whose experiences might be different from our own. This is a call to action. Take the lessons from today's story into the world. Educate yourself, listen with empathy, and most importantly, choose to see others for who they truly are. When we choose to connect with each other, to approach each situation with an open heart and mind, we can help break cycles of misunderstanding, and in doing so, we'll create a more inclusive, understanding society where everyone's voice is heard. But this doesn't end here. I want to hear your thoughts. What did this story mean to you? How can we break down the barriers that divide us? Share your reflections in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit from this message. Let's continue these conversations. Together, we can foster a world where empathy and understanding are at the forefront of our interactions. Remember, each of us has the power to make a difference. One small act of kindness can change the course of a day, a conversation, and even a life. So let's keep the conversation going and make empathy the foundation of how we interact with each other. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay curious, stay compassionate, and let's keep building a better world, one conversation at a time.